So I posted something on my Instagram the other day about why you're not starting your business, and a common theme was the fear of starting, the fear of failing, the fear of not knowing what to do. So in this video, I want to kind of give you some tips, some insight on what you can do to get over that obstacle of being fearful or being scared of the unknown of what's going to happen when you start your detailing business. So we're at the first location for the first vehicle, and it's like a 2011 Honda Accord. It's $220 for an interior cleaning. Honestly, it's the seats that are the primary concern. Door panels need a little bit of attention. You know, the plastic panel need to be touched up, but it's primarily the seats and the carpets. So number one on how to get over the fear of starting is just the basic premise of anything that you start off new, there's gonna be a big learning curve. Meaning if you started a new sport, whether it's boxing, soccer, powerlifting, MMA, you don't know what's gonna happen. You have an idea of what you wanna do, same way as your business, where you wanna run a business, you wanna have customers, you wanna make money on your own. But it's like a sport, is you don't know how good you're gonna be. You don't know the training you're gonna go through. As far as you don't know, like once you actually get in there, you don't know how bad it's actually gonna be, or how good it's gonna be, or how much you're gonna like it or not like it, or if you wanna do it, you know, for 5 months, 5 years, or for the rest of your life. Same thing with your business, is that anytime you start anything new, there's gonna be a big learning curve, and that's gonna come with unknown. That's gonna come with what's gonna happen next. It's gonna be like, okay, I'm not sure what's gonna happen, but I'm gonna continue forward. And just think about it like this. Anytime you start anything new, it's very, very, new in the beginning, obviously, right? Like you're getting used to things, you're learning things, you're trying to figure things out, and as time progresses, what once was this new thing, this new idea, this new process or routine that you're doing, it becomes more normalized. You're doing it more on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, and you just get acclimated to whatever you're doing. So imagine you're gonna go to some rivers or some pool, and you stick your little pinky toe in there, or your big toe, to test out the waters, and you dabble in it, and oh, it's really cold. But if you kind of sink your foot in there, kind of let it sit there for like a few seconds, your foot gets acclimated to the weather, to the water. And once you dive in, you're gonna be real cold for like 10 seconds. And then after that, you get used to the water. So it's gonna be the same thing with your business. Once you start, everything is like, oh my God, like what's gonna happen? Like, what about this? The first time you meet a customer, the first time you detail, the first time you get paid, you're so scared, I don't wanna do anything wrong, I don't wanna make any mistakes. But you keep on doing it over and over, and it becomes just another thing that you do. I remember when I started my business, I remember the first customer that I got, the first few ones, I was so nervous. Like I double checked everything. I was like, okay, what's gonna happen? Like I was already thinking about, like, when I got to the driveway, I was like, all right, this is what I'm gonna say, this is how I'm gonna shake the hand, like this is what I'm gonna say on the phone, this is what I'm gonna text, I wanna make sure this. And then when I started detailing the vehicle, I'm like, oh my God, like I'm gonna get every stain, every scratch, like, I'm gonna take like 4 or 5 hours on this super simple job because I wanna make sure that the customer's happy, and I don't wanna have any questions because I wanna make sure that everything is satisfied from the very get-go. And look, it's the whole learning process. It's just what you have to do. You're gonna make a bunch of mistakes when you start, and that's the next point, is that mistakes are inevitable. You just learn from them and keep on moving forward. And yes, that's the flat out truth, is that you're gonna make mistakes. Some small ones, some big ones, some on your, actually most of them on your part, some because of the customer, some because of the situation. But the matter of fact is, you are going to make mistakes. And I'll tell you this, the best moments that I've grown in my business, where I've made like big leaps in my business to where like now, like from point A to point B, it was a drastic difference, is from mistakes. Meaning you don't really learn much when something goes well, because what is there to learn from? If you did ABC and you got the result that you want, well, what do you really change? So the big learning leaps that you'll make, where you'll look at your business and be like, oh, now I know what not to do, and what will improve you moving forward are the mistakes. So I can look back to dozens of mistakes, and I'm like, okay, after that point I learned, I was like, you know what, that's not gonna happen again. Let me switch up the process, let me switch up the routine, and now I can not guarantee it, but I can definitely put the favors on my side that that's not gonna happen again. Look, if you don't start now, then when will you start? When is it gonna be the right time or the perfect time to say, you know what, I'm no longer fearful, let me start it? The fear is always gonna be there. Even if you are super confident, even if whatever the fear is gonna be there, the main part of it is, do you have the confidence, or do you have the confidence in yourself to believe in yourself to say, you know what, regardless of the fear, I can go ahead and just start? Because the fear will always be there. Okay, so now it is around like 11:45, 11:50. So it took us a little under 3 hours. We charged $220. At some point, we were just kind of moving, not fast. Like we didn't really have like a urgency to move faster. So you're gonna have those days or details where you're like, man, like, you know, I don't want to move as fast as I can, or I'm not trying to, you know. You're just kind of more of like of a relaxed setting, so you're like, you know, you'll just take it. Not every detail has to be like a full pedal to the metal, finish it in a new time record that you've never done it before. So we'll take this one. Then I think we have another vehicle at 1 for a wash and wax on a 2020 BMW X5. And yes, you have to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. Starting your business is a completely different thing of anything else you've ever done. If you had jobs for your whole adult life and this is your first time starting a business, like accepting a payment from a customer for your business is completely different than just being a cashier or working at a job doing whatever. Like it is a different type of mindset. So you do have to be open to grow, open to new possibilities, open to new things happening to your life. Because again, if you've been at a job for your whole adult life, you've never done anything on your own, starting your business is just going to be this completely different world. And remember, there's the detailing side of things that you have to focus on, and then there's the business side of things that you have to focus on. So if you're like, oh, but I'm kind of, you know, scared or nervous about the detailing part, okay, well, that's only one part. You still have to focus on the business side of things, which is a whole other beast that you have to tame, and a whole bunch of other information and just things you have to implement into your business. And that just requires a lot more time and energy for you to dedicate to in order to really grow, to start and grow a business. And keep in mind, you're not the only one that's going through this. And that's something to really think about, is that you're not the only one that's scared. You're not the only one that was scared. You're not the last person to be scared. There's gonna be other people well, there's hundreds of other people, thousands of other people that have gone through the exact same thing that you're going through, of like, hey, I'm kind of scared, hey, I'm kind of nervous. Many other people before you, and many people after you will go through the same thing. And just as I've been saying throughout the whole video, it's a learning process. It's doing it over and over. It's repetition. You have to be frequent before you get good. Meaning, if you think you're gonna be able to detail a car with no mistakes, or not miss anything, or to talk to a customer without tripping over your words, it's gonna take repetition. You're not gonna be able to hit that. You're not gonna be able to be as fluent as you want with your process and everything from the very first time, the first 10 times, the first 20 times. It's gonna take time for you to get better things as you go on. But remember, if you don't start, if you don't take that first step, if you don't say, you know what, I believe in myself, I'm not ready, I'm not 100% ready, I'm not gonna be perfect, but I'm willing to learn as I go along, I'm willing to learn from my mistakes, you wanna start going, you're gonna be able to start with that type of mentality. Not I have to be perfect, or I have to be ready or perfect in order to start. And look, to even drive the point home even more, is that we actually made a mistake with the second customer, is that we didn't save the right phone number. So we booked the customer in, we have the email address, we have their home address, but we got the wrong number, so we weren't able to confirm. And we just realized that an hour ago, before the next appointment. So we sent him an email saying, hey, we actually put the wrong number in our phone. Could you please send us the proper phone number? And that was a mistake. So like we haven't made contact with this customer since we booked him in 2 weeks ago. We haven't got a confirmation because we literally just noticed that like an hour ago. So we sent him an email. He hasn't replied to the email. So we just showed up to the location and we're just gonna see if he's there or not. If he is, we're gonna continue with the detail and just go, because that was our mistake. We didn't get the right number down. So we shouldn't just completely bypass it and say, oh well, we made a mistake, so we didn't show up. No, since it's our mistake, we're just gonna still show up. We're gonna knock on the door. Hopefully he's still ready for the detail. And if he says yes, well then we're good to go. If he says no, that's our mistake because we didn't have the right number. We didn't confirm. That was 2 weeks ago. So it's just a learning experience. If it's a mistake and we can't do the detail, we'll take that as an L. We'll learn from it. We'll get better. And the chances of this happening again are very slim. So that's the whole point. And what I mentioned earlier, you grow the most on the mistakes, not on the successes. So let's see what happens. And would you look at that? It all worked out. So now we're gonna get to work on this 2020 BMW X5 for a wash and wax for 240, right? For 240. Alright, it is now like 4 hours later. I just finished working out, hence the hair and me looking ugly. So that's gonna end the video right here though. The first customer again was 220 and the second customer was 240. So that's 460 in revenue. And then the first customer tipped, I think like $30 and the second customer tipped $40, so that's $70 in tips for the day. So in total it's like 500 plus, but you don't count the tips towards your revenue because it's tips. So let me know if you have any questions about the details or if you want me to include anything else. Like I'm not really here to document the entire cleaning process. It's just like, just so you can see some parts of the detail and give you a little bit of insight, plus the other tips of the main video. So if you want me to add anything else of the details, let me know. But it's more of like just kind of the more entertaining parts of the detail, or just like just to show you what we're doing. But other than that, go ahead and leave me any comments, questions, concerns in the comment section down below. If you want to download the ultimate guide to start your detailing business, in the description box or the comment section. You can send me an email, you can DM me on Instagram. It might take me a while to get back to you, but I'll try my very best to get back to you. And yeah, I'll see you on the next one.